Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today I am using several decks here for us to look at the energy of our next month. And I am doing this by your astrological sign. So if you know your sun sign, which is probably the reading that you're watching right now, but understand that you can also watch for your moon and rising, oftentimes called ascending, and get a fuller picture of your month, a more complex picture of your month. Do you know what your sun, moon, and rising sign is? If not, I have in the description down below where you can put in your birth date, your birth location, and your birth time, and it will tell you. And I say, everyone says sun, moon, and rising, but I'm telling you ascending because I believe that the free birth chart that I am providing down below says ascending too. So I'm a blonde, so it took me a minute to be like, where's my rising? I don't know, it's not even on here. So anyway, don't do what I do. And I will see you in a moment for your zodiac reading for next month. Thank you. Hello, Taurus. Let's look at your next month. So let's get a card here for the overall theme of your month. And we have the Knight of Pentacles popping out. Looks like some steady work. Just keep on keeping on this month. So loyal, dedication, protective, apprehensive, plan carefully before taking action, but then get going. Pay attention to the details, wait for perfect timing. A guardian angel or someone who watches over you. It's interesting that they talk about a guardian angel that watches over you, because I kind of feel like usually with the Knight of Pentacles, that he is somebody who's like a caretaker of his village, that he watches over and takes care of other people. That he makes sacrifices, like all the other knights are going on quests and doing things and having relationships and just running off with new ideas. And he is somebody who's here like plowing this field and creating opportunity and fertility and abundance for the people around him, which is really interesting because Taurus, that just sounds like you, doesn't it? The earth sign Taurus, you just kind of like nose to the grindstone, keep on keeping on. Let's look at secret to be revealed this month for you. This card wants to come out, and we've got Six of Pentacles reversed. So it's interesting also that this is Pentacles. This is Six of Pentacles relates to giving to others. You can see even in this, there's kind of like a balance here. There is like this little house, even though it's a different deck, it very much reminds me of the imagery here in the Knight of Pentacles, because we've got the little field that's plowed. I feel like the secret that's going to be revealed to you has something to do with your overall energy. I mean, both pentacles here, and working with and helping others. There is a balance here. It could be that you're helping somebody and they don't appreciate it, or maybe you need to focus on yourself a little bit more. It could be even something where you have given money to a charity, or you've given money to somebody who was like on the side of the road, like a panhandler, and then you realize that maybe that wasn't the best idea. Either the charity, they take in a bunch of money and it doesn't necessarily filter down to the people who are in need, or like the panhandler, you circle back just because you're running errands and you see them later and you see them getting into a brand new Mercedes. I've done this. I've seen that. And I'm not saying that people don't need it, but I feel like, you know, you're somebody who really does take care of others, but you also work hard for what you do. And this might be something that's a little bit upsetting to you. Let's see what the other cards say. Because, you know, it's not all about secrets. Let's look at blessings. Look at this. We have all about money, Taurus, all about money, because this is the King of Pentacles. So your blessing is that, you know, maybe you do have a setback. This even could be like a setback where you work, but overall, like, just because you do work so hard and you are putting such an effort into it, you're going to be rewarded and recognized for that. And it might have been a long time coming, especially when I see this Knight here, and then, you know, go transforming kind of into the, as your blessing here is the King. This is so much abundance. It's so much physical. It could be very physical, like it could be money in your hand, but it can also be, because we're working with Pentacles, it can be something about your health as well, that you have been working on something, and you know, like you've been watching what you're eating, you've been doing yoga every day or weightlifting or something, and you're really starting to see the payoffs of that. And you're seeing the benefit of this one foot in front of the other, and of this do the same thing every day, of this like routine. It's not always like the funnest thing, but it, in the rewards, that's where it makes up for it, in these rewards. So let's see, where can Taurus focus attention? And Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. This is such a grounding month for you, Taurus. Again, this is Seven of Pentacles. This is out here working hard. This can also talk about, you know, going outside, taking a walk, smelling the roses, smelling those flowers, appreciating where you are, just being really grounded. Seeds well planted, efforts of investments that will be rewarded in the future, the need for patience, a time of resting and planning for the future, and unnecessary worry. And that means that you have already put in this work. You don't have to sweat it. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. Aim for 70%. And sometimes we don't get started on something because we know that we can't finish it perfectly. There's this link between perfectionists and procrastinators. I don't think you're a procrastinator. You're somebody who will just work and work and work and work. But just understand that you can get it to like 70% and be happy with that, and then try again or do something new. But that's lovely, for something for you to focus your attention. And let's see, a challenge. What is a challenge for Taurus this month? A challenge. Just one card. A bunch of them came out. This one, I made this deck, so it's a little harder to shuffle. So I'm just going to go here. A challenge for you is Hermit. A challenge for you might be keeping to yourself. A challenge for you might be connecting spiritually. You are so grounded that you might have a hard time with something like meditation, or you might have a hard time with thinking about your crown chakra, or if you are getting into spiritual realms like astral travel or something like that, you might have a hard time. I don't know why that's coming up. It's very interesting. So writing down your dreams. You also just with the other cards that are around here, because we have so many pentacles, I mean, it's so like grounded, it's so like work oriented, it's so like conquering those mountains, because the Hermit, which is the 9 here, and there's mountains in the background, you might have a hard time, and even with this 7 of Pentacles, celebrating your accomplishments. Like, you have climbed these mountains, and a challenge for you this month is to really appreciate your hard work, because I feel like you do work really hard, but you might be a workaholic. You might not take time off. And the 7 of Pentacles can say, hey, you know what? You worked super hard. It might be time to take some time off for yourself. You know, check into something that isn't so work related. What would those interests be? And that might be a path for you to look at. And then we're going to talk about next a release. What can be a release for Taurus? Okay, more Pentacles. Look at this. But this is the 4 of Pentacles, and it's really interesting that this comes up as a release for you. You can see this here, hoarding. And I almost feel like this 6 of Pentacles situation over here, where you've learned a secret revealed, and I said something about like charity, like you're giving to charity, and then you're realizing that it's not, what you did maybe wasn't the best use of your money, because like you work really hard for your money, and then it was just wasted in some way. If you're a parent, you kind of understand this. Like, you work really hard for what you do and your money, and then your kids, like, they want the most ridiculous crap that is super expensive that you're like, what? So I feel like, you know, you need to let go a little bit of and understand, like, maybe invest in some joy. That maybe an experience versus a thing can be rewarding as well. For your kids, you know, okay, yes, you paid $30 for this crazy little thing that was really just a gimmick that they saw on YouTube, and it was so cheaply made, but you have to understand that they, you know, you paid that because they love it. You paid that for joy. You paid that for as an experience, and it's more than just the sum of its parts. Let's see, a release here as far as 4 of Pentacles. I'm almost seeing also that maybe investing wisely too. That maybe you're just not, you have, like, there's a lot of abundance and success here, that you can look at things that would be a good investment for you. Something long-term. I'm not talking about, you know, all the stock, they talk about the FANG stocks, right? Which is Facebook, I think Twitter is involved in that. Apple, what's N? Google is G. Nvidia is N, maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so those stocks, everybody talks about those, and they are really popular. You know, you put on like the news, and everybody's talking about like those particular stocks. They don't pay dividends though. They're not, and the reason that they talk about them a lot of times is they go up and down and up and down, and maybe not particularly those stocks, but there are other stocks that just they fluctuate a lot. That's not a good long-term investment. A good long-term investment is something that is very slow, very steady, pays a dividend that you reinvest. So that message is coming through. Obviously, if you are interested in something like that, somebody like Tony Robbins is a better person to get advice from than me. And I think that he said something about, you know, paying yourself first as well. Like there's a certain percentage of your money that nobody touches. Like maybe it's 10%, 20%, 5%, 2%, whatever that is, whatever you can afford, like figure it out and you put that away. And even if you just save it, and then the other stuff can be liquid. Let's see, let's find a love message for you. Twin flames, your passion ignites. So there's really, twin flames is really interesting, and I'm not really seeing any love particularly in here. And maybe you do have your love life situation figured out, or it's not even a problem for you right now, which is why you're so heavily focused on the material and you're focused on things. I'm not a big person in believing in twin flames. What that is your soul split and you meet your soul. It's not a soulmate. You meet the other half of you, and you meet up to teach yourself something. And it's debatable of like if this is the person you should marry, because a lot of people say it's still your soulmate that you should marry because they give, you know, it's not you're not marrying yourself. But I often feel like twin flames, like you meet somebody and they just really ignite your soul, and then you want to put some sort of description behind it. And a lot of times that person is just really terrible for you, but you just love this idea of twin flames that you never want to let them go, because then you have to admit that you were wrong about this idea about love. And I often think that it's a disaster. So let's focus on your passion ignites. Let's focus on you have things figured out here as far as the physical situation goes, the money situation, the health situation. If you are interested in love, I think that's with this hermit, like to look a little bit more deeper into that. The hermit also, like I said, twin flames is like your soul was ripped apart or separated. And please forgive me if you have a better definition of twin flames, please put that down below. But from what I've read about twin flames, and it's all over the place out there, which is why I'm not a big fan of it, but very much related here in the hermit when we're talking about your soul. So this could talk about a lot of like soul searching and really like looking for your passion, because you have like a very steady I want to say foundation for yourself this month, that if you want to like look up from your work and like, hey, what is something that would ignite my soul? Is it love? It may not be. Is it, you know, creating something? Is it writing something? What is it? Is it learning something new? What is it that I would like to bring in here? And let's see what other cards. I've got 2 more cards for you. And we've got Waxing Gibbous Will, number 13. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is the epitome of will. The 7 of Pentacles is just kind of like a reminder of that you've put all of that work in, just, you know, trust in the process. You have this will, you're a Taurus, you have this will. This is really kind of like the quintessential Taurus reading here right now. And then we have resilience. Very interesting. 21 resilience. Again, so earth related, so Pentacles related, so Knight of Pentacles related here. The only thing I do say about resilience is that, you know, have you proven yourself here? Do you really need to carry around all of this weight? That might be part of what the Hermit is talking about. What is it that you can let go of? Are you like maybe an entrepreneur, and can you get maybe some help to where you don't have to carry around this weight all the time. Maybe it is that you are an entrepreneur, and I mentioned something about kids. Maybe somebody in your household can step up and help you out with something. Maybe you can start trusting them. I almost feel like twin flames is somebody that you can trust. So maybe there is somebody in your life that you might want to start trusting to take some of this baggage off of you. And it could just be a friend. And, you know, our baggage is very individual. Like, what is our baggage? What are the things that we think we need to do in a month, that we need to accomplish? Like, my husband has very different ideas about what needs to happen in a month, but he needs to vocalize those things to me because like, for instance, he thinks that our cars need to be washed all the time. A way that I can help him and pull some of this burden off of him is understanding that. Like, if he communicates that to me, then I can, you know, handle my car myself. But if you are somebody who feels that way, and your spouse isn't handling something that you think they should handle, maybe they don't even know. So this can talk about, you know, what are ways that you can give away some of these burdens, but communicate that, like, what is a burden? Or just step back and just realize that you've done all the work, and it's time to take a down day. It's time to take a moment. It's time to figure out some things, because you are really accomplished in this area. Maybe you do just want to keep working. Maybe you do just want to keep putting one foot in front of the other. But if not, take a breath. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Looks like an interesting month, and I hope to see you in the next reading.